Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. To start things off, Ethereum's next system-wide upgrade known as Istanbul is scheduled to arrive on the mainnet the week of the 4th of December. The decision was made during an Ethereum core developer call on the 25th of October. Later on Friday, Nano blockchain protocol engineer at Ethereum's venture capital studio known as Consensus, proposed activating Istanbul at block number 9 million, give or take, in accordance with the targeted date of the 4th of December. He said, from what I calculated at 14-second block times, it's 245,000 blocks, which puts noon UTC at block 9 million. So I would propose 9 million as the Istanbul mainnet target block. Please check my math, Farron wrote after the meeting in an Ethereum core developer chat room. During the call, devs also agreed that in case any of the unexpected issues with the upgrade software between now and the 4th of December, Istanbul's mainnet activation would be delayed 1 month until the 8th of January. The thing about the 8th of January backstop date is that if we're going to ship and change the time, we have to build a new client and get everyone to install the client. At least 4 weeks for a respin is necessary. During the last system-wide upgrade, Constantinople, Ethereum developers did indeed need to delay in mainnet activation of the upgrade for a month due to a critical code vulnerability discovered just 48 hours before Constantinople's scheduled rollout. So, the news that we had after Constantinople was activated was that we would not get Ethereum 2.0 until January, I think the first 2 weeks of January 2020. This appears to be what the 8th of January date is for. However, it appears that they believe that they can get the activation going a lot quicker. That is 4, 5.5, maybe 6 weeks away that we could actually see finally Ethereum 2.0 rolling out. This is very exciting. I'm trying not to get my hopes up. If nothing else, the beginning of January date has been very firm thus far. So one can only assume that this is the actual targeted date. But if they can do it at the beginning of December, that would be even more incredible. There's a lot of information, rather speculation and hype flowing around this right now because everyone's trying to gather as much information as possible for the actual upgrade. Because once again, for those of you who don't know, this upgrade has been spoken about since around 2016. 2017, it was believed that we would have the upgrade. And in 2018, everyone was still waiting for the upgrade. Not even a joke. So now the fact that it's been pushed back more, but we're almost there, isn't bad. It's just a matter of it finally coming to fruition. It appears that we are very, very close. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, the Intercontinental Exchange, or ICE, is launching Bitcoin option contracts through its subsidiary Bakkt. Bakkt announced on Thursday that it would launch the first regulated options contracts for Bitcoin futures, adding a new product to its current state of physically settled Bitcoin futures contracts. CEO Kelly Loeffler said in a Medium post that the contracts were built in response to customer feedback and that ICE Futures US self-certified the contract through the U.S. Commodities Futures Trading Commission. These long names sometimes. He said, we're committed to bringing trust and utility to digital assets, and the options contract is an example of the many products we're developing for regulated markets. The Bakkt Bitcoin options contract will be based on the benchmark Bakkt monthly Bitcoin futures contract and represents another important step in developing this asset class for institutional investors, their customers, and investors. Notably, customers will have the choice of options contracts settled with cash, meaning customers receive the fiat equivalent to the contract's value at expiration, or physically, meaning they receive the actual Bitcoin. When Bakkt launched its monthly futures, a contract a month ago, the company saw low trading volume. However, it appears to have picked up in recent days, which we also went over, I believe, yesterday when we were talking about why Bitcoin was moving up. A lot of people believe, and this is, I guess, maybe the more interesting part. It said it's somewhere around, no, I thought it was somewhere around here. Apparently, the contracts that were on Bakkt even a day or two ago have also shot up even further. I guess it could have been, people are saying that it's actually Bakkt causing the rise of Bitcoin's price, when I believe it's just the actual movements of the market in Bitcoin that are causing more people to now tumble into the Bakkt market. It could be either way, who knows? The point being, it appears that Bakkt is finally, or rather trying to expand their options right now. The next thing still is the cryptocurrency trading platform, which I think we're going to wait a little bit of time with. They had mentioned before that they were interested in, I think, launching Ethereum futures contracts, but I'm not. Now that I even mention it, it seems that all that. Remember all the stuff that we were talking about before, about a good 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, why Ethereum was constantly in the news basically every single day? I'm almost certain now, at least in my opinion, that shareholders or very large investors who are probably updated all the time on the happenings of Ethereum and Ether were probably told, we're aiming for the 4th of December, and therefore this is why we saw all those other things popping up. Because remember, summertime was very negative for Ethereum, and at the end of summer, everyone started picking up, talking about that this would be built on Ethereum, this is going to happen with Ethereum. So I assume that once we get an actual confirmation for the actual release of Ethereum 2.0, if it happens on the 4th, I assume by the 5th, we'll start hearing other companies and or institutions, if not the New York Stock Exchange and Bakkt themselves, talking about officially launching or trying to launch Ethereum futures. It just seems like the course that things will follow. Also tying in directly to what we were talking about a couple days ago, is now official. The Central Bank of the Bahamas is planning to release its own fiat digital currency in order to ensure economy's resilience in the event of a national, or natural, kind of the same, disaster. CBOB Governor John Roll made the statement during his speech at the Councilors Limited Exuma Business Outlook at Sandals Emerald Bay. My gosh. Such a long title. Local news publication The Nassau Guardian reported on the 25th. According to Roll, digital currency has the ability to free the country from dependency on cash, obviously, particularly useful after a natural disaster. The digital currency is being developed under the auspice of Project Sand Dollar and will be the Bahamas' first digital fiat currency. The currency is expected to be accompanied by an associated digital wallet and a card that will contain identical information. Roll explained. He said it would permit wireless restoration of payments connectively, my gosh, avoiding the cash shipment and cash handling frustrations. It would permit electronic dispersing. What's wrong with me today? Dispersing of aid and allow families to recapture personal dignity by restoring the flexibility to prioritize the elements of personal need that they prefer to satisfy post-disasters. I have to read more books. That was terrible. So apparently what the major thing comes down to is that, for those of you who don't know, this area of the world is typically generally heavily affected by hurricanes, natural disasters, and it is not very convenient, especially, it says it's somewhere around here. Yeah. Roll noted that following the recent hurricane, the country's banking sector saw significant damage due to the physical structures of Abaco and Grand Bahamas, which led local banks to shut down operations. That's not the greatest thing in the entire world. If you lost your home, if you lost your something, if you lost anything that was dear to you, and you have to go to the bank to get some money, the last thing you want to see is when you finally get to the bank after a national disaster is that it's closed down. However, if your money's digital in the cloud somewhere like that, and you can simply just find another computer and therefore you can access it this way, this is a lot more convenient, especially, I assume, also the shipment of actual paper currency to the islands or anything like that is probably also terrible after an event like this. So we were talking about, life is strange. We were talking about this about 3 or 4 days ago about other countries who had popped up on the radar about them talking about launching their own currencies. And lo and behold, it's actually confirmed, and now it's going to happen. Next up, Binance has added a fiat to crypto gateway for Nigeria's Naira, or the NGN, the company has said. Facilitated by payments network Flutterwave, the addition starts a new phase of Binance adding sub-Saharan fiat pairs, the company said in the statement. In the near future, the high-volume global exchange will also introduce gateways for South Africa's Rand and Kenya's Shilling. At launch, Binance limited the Nigerian trading pairs. Here's an interesting thing right here. The first trading pairs will be Boost, that is BUSD, to the Nigerian Naira, Binance Coin to the Nigerian Naira, and also Bitcoin Nigerian Naira. These two are the most not logical, but of course it was going to happen. It's on Binance. Binance Coin is going to be there, and also it's Bitcoin. The other part that I found fascinating was that their first digital pair is going to be their national currency against a digital US dollar, which I think is really funny. That's like having your first digital, imagine having your first cryptocurrency pair be the digital US dollar to the digital Canadian dollar. It's very fascinating how that's working out, and I assume this is also, I can feel it, I know it's going to happen, that we're going to see a huge shift very soon for countries who either don't want to, don't have the money to, see no reason to, or just aren't going to create their own digital currencies. They're probably going to start using the other stable coins that we already have out there as one of their own country's currencies. I can feel it happening. Investors can deposit between 40 cents and $1,200 for a 1.4% fee. Binance said it in a blog post. Great. I actually love news like this. I hope that we get more expansions like this in the near future. The entire point of cryptocurrencies, for those of you who don't know, it's not just about making money. It's about a globally included world system. So the more trading pairs that we can get for countries in Africa and South America and in Southeast Asia, it's incredible, because it allows, if there is a situation where people do happen to have 40 cents, $1, $2 or $3 that they can put into the cryptocurrency markets, Bitcoin explodes 10 years down the line, and these people end up having hundreds of thousands of dollars that they've made in profit from having put that small amount of money into it. It's great. It helps the world economy. I don't know. Try not to get too much into it. If you see my other videos, you know exactly how I feel about this. I love it. I like that Binance is doing this, and I will continue to back Binance. Nobody's perfect. No system is perfect. But I love that Binance, and even more so to the other side, also Cardano, have made so many steps, and also Dash and many other coins that I may not even hold these coins, but the fact that they're actively pushing further into Africa and into South America and into Southeast Asia to give these people a chance to be able to enter the cryptocurrency market is just absolutely fantastic to me. Like, crypto shouldn't just be for the rich. It's pointless then. The rich already have money. It should be for people who don't have, who find a way to then get into the market to be able to create wealth themselves. This is the point of it. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Bitcoin has transferred 11 trillion, that is with a T, dollars in value since its blockchain first went live in 2009, according to the fresh calculations uploaded to social media by analyst Plan B. He's the guy who has all the charts, and if you have no idea who Plan B is, go look at his stuff. He's the one who did the stock to flow ratio and was trying to not warn people. He was trying to tell people to get cryptocurrencies and buy Bitcoin because when the halving happens and the other one happens in 2024, it'll be an event that we've never seen before. And I mean, not talking about that. The latest buoyant statistics for Bitcoin show that the largest cryptocurrency is still beating out fiat competitors at present. The Bitcoin network is processing around $9.6 billion per day. At that rate, Bitcoin passes PayPal's annual transaction volume of $578 billion in just 2 months. I want you to think about that. How long has PayPal been out for? At least 20 years. Because I remember people started talking about eBay, and then PayPal came about, etc., etc. In 2 months, Bitcoin already passes by PayPal, which is used a lot. Plan B used his Bitcoin full node to verify the transaction data. The number underscores the continued interest in Bitcoin coming despite the bearish price action in the first or second half of 2019. It's incredible. The news that we had last time about this was that Bitcoin, I think, throughout the entirety of 2018 had, as prices were going down, had still transacted over $1 trillion worth of value. That's insane. That doesn't logically make sense. I mean, it makes sense, but it's still a fascinating thing to see, especially given the fact that, once again, Bitcoin is only 10 years old, and Bitcoin's price isn't even as high as it once previously was before. So just imagine where we're going to be in a couple of years as this phenomenon continues to spread all around the world. I love it. And I know that it's only going to continue. And this is why I always say to make sure to keep your head down, stay focused, and just try and really realize where the market is going. 11 trillion in a couple of years. We've passed by many of we've passed by many other companies. Bitcoin is the 8th largest currency in the world. I mean, it's just really obvious where the entire market is going. Anyway, for those of you who do not know, yesterday, Bitcoin went from, I think it was 7,400 to around 8,450, somewhere around there. I checked before I went to bed. It was 8,000. No, it was 9,200 or something like that, somewhere around there. Apparently over the night, during the evening, as we all slept, Bitcoin rushed up once again and passed by 10,000. It went up, what was it, 25? Yeah, it says right here, 36% over the course of an 18-hour period. Speculation abound. It is speculated once again that it either has to do with the Chinese president Xi Jinping encouraging the entirety of China to embrace blockchain completely, which is a very big war call. It's a very big rally when you tell billions of people to do something like that. It says others may attribute it to the rise in Bakkt success when the platform seeing an all-time high of 1,179 Bakkt futures contracts traded. While I think certain countries may pat themselves on the back or the Bakkt, boom, boom, I strongly disagree that Bakkt has had any. Bakkt probably is not responsible for a 36% rise in Bitcoin's price over the course of an 18-hour period. Just going to throw that out there. It's probably more, once again, if you saw my last video, China's been dropping hints for months that they're completely okay with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and blockchain. So this appears to be the reason. Obviously, since then, Bitcoin's price has slid back. People get afraid very quick. People say that markets aren't supposed to move up that quick in a short amount of time. However, yeah, the price has moved back a bit, simply because of the fear I'm sure that many people have that other people were anticipating a sell-off. So if you are looking to buy at any point relatively soon, I would actually say hold your breath, because we may go back down a tiny bit again, and this may be another window for you to be able to accumulate more Satoshis, or if not an entire Bitcoin, depending on how large your bank account is. To kind of finish things off, Justin Sun has teased an upcoming announcement that involves Tron partnering with an unnamed mega corporation. Sun, the master of hype and the CEO of Tron, took to Twitter on the 25th of October, where he made one of his infamous announcements in order to excite his followers with a message that barely contains enough details to even describe what the announcement could be about. This time around, Sun started off by saying that Tron will be partnering with a corporation that would seem to be valued at somewhere around 100 billion US dollars. He went on to invite guesses. The tweet reads, Tron will partner with a 100 billion USD mega corporation next week. It will not only benefit Tron, but all TRC10 and TRC20 tokens, including BitTorrent token and WIN, etc. It will broadly distribute Tron dApps and tokens to billions of customers. To be announced. Make a guess, end quote. Sun's tweet comes at a time when Tron, in sync with the entire crypto market, is experiencing a huge boost in price, showing a massive gain of more than 14% on the day. At the beginning of September, Justin Sun was accused by crypto market commentator Josh Rager of buying 5,000 to 6,000 Twitter followers per day. That's an entirely different story. Tron has had his... So, for those of you who don't know, last year we had news, even he's smiling right here, we had news last year that Tron was apparently going to partner with Baidu being the Google of China, and that they were going to have an insanely large partnership that would bring about the success of Tron. It would bring Tron to all new heights and would bring Tron to the masses, and everyone would know about Tron. And this went on for about a good week, this super big hype period, and everyone completely lost their minds. How could they possibly... My gosh, Tron's going to be so huge. People screamed at me. People told me I was an idiot, which happens often on the channel. Shout out to you if you think I'm an idiot and you're still listening to my channel. You're still a fan whether you know it or not. The other part being is that everyone told me that I should be talking about Tron and how great Tron is going to be. Turns out the partnership that they were talking about was actually they were purchasing cloud storage from Baidu. That was the partnership. And then shortly after, surprise, surprise, Tron began to fall in price because every single one of their partnerships thus far, if you go back, if you type in Tron partnership 2018, your computer will explode because you'll just see about a good 14, 15 articles with every single time Justin Sun or anyone from Tron claiming that they were entering this new mega awesome, super crazy partnership. And it was never an actual partnership. A lot of times they said that they were partnering with someone and people contacted the company and they said, "What's a Tron? You mean the movie?" No, we're not partnering with any movie. So, benefit of the doubt. We haven't had much Tron hypey news in a while, at least on my end. I think a lot of websites have also gotten tired of the Tron hype train. However, sometime next week, Tron will be partnering with a $100 billion mega corporation. Like I said, benefit of the doubt, and I mean this wholeheartedly. We've seen it before in the past. They didn't get it right. If they do it this time, if Tron actually partners completely, integration happens, the company who they're partnering with is actually valued over $100 billion. And they say outright, the company, yes, we have partnered with Tron. We are going to be using Tron tokens. We are integrating BitTorrent tokens. I will give them their due praise. However, as we've seen before in the past, I'm leaning towards the side of this is not going to happen. But benefit of the doubt. Anyway, as always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohair Maroney, Master Ventures in Thailand, Brady Niels, Woody and Daisy, Triple M and J, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, Mill Wheezy, Mechanic, Strange Radio Central, Crypto Artist, Coldy, 3D, Cryptopolis, Nicholas, Run Earth, One Piece, One Love, Damien, Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich the Third, Vlad the Impaler, Cryptome Beer Shipmate, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hits Chest Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day, yes to crypto, and Bodie McBoatface. Thank you all very, very much for your support. At the moment, the market is looking interesting. Bitcoin is still up by 23%. The price has slid down from having rapidly touched right here, 10,000. I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw the move past 10,000 and started shaking in their boots. What's good to note is that Bitcoin at the moment has still passed the multiple resistance levels. We were at 7,002 or 300. I was reading articles that said if Bitcoin floated around 7,000, it would have been an indication that the price was going to fall once again around the 6,000 something level, and that if we passed by 6,200, this could have been detrimental to the entire price movement as a whole. However, we shot past 74, 77, 79, 82, and I think also 86 or 88 was the other resistance level. We slammed past all of them over the course of around a 12-hour period. I would not be surprised if we fall below 9,000 simply as I mean, listen, if the price can go up that quick, it can also go down that quick. Doesn't mean that it also can't go up again that quick. I think as people around the world officially wake up, I believe at this point, most of Europe and Asia have awoken. Let's see what happens to the price as the Americas wake up. Quite fascinating indeed. Ethereum's price also, I don't think Ethereum's price went up because of the Ethereum 2.0 announcement. I think it was also a bit of a movement up because of Bitcoin and I want to say the wider market. If you also notice, for those of you not looking at the screen, somebody noticed, I'm so sorry. Somebody noticed they were like, I was looking at the screen and then I looked away. And then he said, for those of you not looking at the screen, and I had just been looking at I found the comment very funny that I was. Anyway, the point being, Satoshi-wise, the value of many coins, it's slamming down rapidly. People are selling off their altcoins to buy up more Bitcoin in anticipation of a move further. And I'll tell you the truth, and it doesn't hurt. I went to go, I forgot what I was doing. I don't remember the exact activity. I was getting ready to go outside, and I had a website open to buy more. I was going to buy more Bitcoin. The price was around 7,280, and I was like, if I'm lucky, by the time I run back outside and come back in, Bitcoin's price will be around 7,100. I can definitely get some more. Came back home, lo and behold, it was up by 14%. Made the video, and then I was like, I'll see what it's like in the morning, and then the price touched 10,000. So anyway, it does happen. Satoshi-wise, many prices, all of the prices, they're all completely in the red. I think if we can, oh my gosh, trying not to cross my fingers. If we can get back over 9,500 and start moving back up again over the next couple of hours, even by the end of the weekend, or over 10,000, that would be a huge move for the entire market. I think the hype is back there. I think we just have to sustain it, if you will. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope that you're all excited about Ethereum 2.0, because heavens knows that I am. It's been a long journey. I cannot wait for the 4th of December, if not the 2nd of December, to get some confirmation that this is actually going to happen on the 4th of December. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.